great to have the star and co-creator Glen Powell in studio with us here. That was great. Already funny. We love it. The show, it's based off of a skit from Eli's Places where Eli Manning, he plays Chad Powers. So what about this story made you want to make this into a longer situation?
I mean, the fun part about watching what Eli did with that sketch, and obviously it went viral for a reason, it was just, there was something so fun about knowing that Eli Manning was underneath that mask. And there's something about a grown man wearing a mask that is just, it's, you know, it was the magic of Mrs. Doubtfire. And also I feel like talking to anybody who's ever played the sport, they all feel like they could kind of put on their pads again and show up. And there was something about that magic about, you know, a guy kind of, you know, turning back the clock with a mask, you know, getting to do it better the second time around. That was just awesome.
What's funny is we're watching that clip and I'm laughing at the actual mask that you have on.
Yeah.
I mean, you went through a complete transformation to play that character. What was the daily transformation like for you to get into that and just kind of go through it?
I mean, we went through a lot of bad versions of that mask for sure. Like there was a lot of more grotesque versions where, you know, not so sweet. We wanted to be reminiscent of what Eli did, but you know, the process, we started off at 2 hours every morning and got it down to under an hour.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Like nothing, you know?
So you sit there for 2 hours at first to do it.
Yeah.
And then it gets down to it. I couldn't sit still that long.
Yeah, it's like. I mean, look, some of these things, you know, a lot of people in Hollywood have it way worse than I do. Usually like a 20-minute and out kind of guy, but yeah, this one. I mean, these prosthetics guys are the best in the business, and I was playing, you know, football and full pads in the summer in Atlanta, and I was fine.
Oh.
Still not sweating it off. Okay, the other thing that was making me laugh about that is just the voice that you had, because obviously you had to play two different characters within one character. So how did you come up with that voice?
You know, I wanted him to be like sort of, you know, from like, you know, something from the South, and so I did this movie Hitman, and I met my dialect coach Suzanne. I said, find me like the dirtiest West Virginia, Kentucky, Arkansas.
I love that.
Send me all these crazy accents, and so, you know, I mean, really, it's not a guy who's actually from anywhere. So I just kind of like mixed up all these accents and kind of put them in and just kind of shot from the hip.
You kind of just made it's like a buffet of accents.
It's a buffet of accents.
Into
Definitely
one
not from anywhere.
solid character.
Everyone's like, where is this guy from? That's the whole point.
We're going to all guess the entire show. Eli and Peyton are executive producers on this show. You're doing behind-the-scenes work with them. What was it like teaming up with the Mannings to make this come to life?
I mean, Eli and Peyton are, you know, I didn't expect them to be as involved as they were. And these guys showed up for the show in every single way. And the most important part, which is like, as a football fan, you rarely ever see football done right on camera.
Yeah.
And so the best thing about it is, like, I had both of those guys as my quarterback coaches, making sure, you know, that was the whole thing, as I said, I don't want to embarrass you.
Yeah.
You don't want to embarrass me. Like, let's show up and let's make sure we put in the work and make sure this thing feels real. So, you know, as far as the teams that are on camera, as far as like, you know, my you know, form and the way that, you know, I'm interacting, you know, with my line and my entire offense and reading the defense, all that stuff, you know, they put such a fine eye on it to make sure it sells for fans.
Okay, so I like the fact that you said that you were a football fan, because a lot of people might not know you're a Texas alum, obviously a Longhorns fan. You got to lead the Texas fight a few weeks ago. I saw you at game day. So what has this whole experience been like as a Texas alum?
Well, I will say at game day, I really overestimated wearing burnt orange at the Horseshoe at Ohio State. That was the most intense thing I think I've ever done. To put me like right in the middle of the students.
Just right.
I was like, what a bad idea. I was like, I didn't really think through that one at all. But, you know, getting to lead the Texas fight chant at DKR was something I've always wanted to do. I mean, I've grown up in Austin. I've been a Longhorn fan my whole life, and so that was definitely a bucket list moment.
It is kind of fun to then be a part of it, right? You're then a part of college football, where you went, where you grew up. And since you're pretty much a professional quarterback now, I have to ask you, to Arch Manning. Yep. A little bit of a bumpy start. Yep. How would you see now, big game this weekend? Yep. How do you see Arch now moving forward?
You know, I think. You know, well, there's an old Top Gun Maverick quote: "Don't think, just do."
Yeah.
And I think there was a lot of thinking early on in the season. I think a lot of noise. And I think so often, you know, with a great quarterback, which he very much is, he has all the physical capability. It's really just about getting out of your own way. And I think the best part is we're seeing Arch find himself. I mean, the defense is the best in the country, but I think now we're really starting to see the offense click, and they're firing fast. And so I'm super excited to see Arch play in the Swamp and show the Longhorns what they're made of on the road.
Well, we're super excited for you. Can't wait for Chad Powers tomorrow on Hulu.
Yep.
It's going to be a great show. Can't wait to watch. Your parents are here. There we
go.
They took the field trip. They took the field trip to Bristol. Everyone cannot wait for this show.
There we go. Throw the horns. Get it, Dad.
Glenn, great seeing you. Good luck with the
see
show.
you.
Can't wait to watch it.
Thanks,
Thank you, guys.
All right, you bet.
You want this, you got that. No way, watch them walk right past you. Run fast while you have the chance. Don't speak, let them